Right now on Denver7 News at 5, President Trump in quarantine less than 5 weeks before the election. Both he and the First Lady test positive for COVID-19.
The doctors continue to monitor both his health and the health of the First Lady.
The virus that sickened more than 7 million Americans reaches the Oval Office, putting the health of the Commander-in-Chief on the line.
This disease spares no one. We are all vulnerable.
And with the president in isolation, we're taking a look at what it means for the nation right now and in the weeks ahead.
Breaking news this evening, President Trump is heading to Walter Reed Military Medical Center. He announced late last night that both he and First Lady Melania Trump tested positive for the coronavirus.
And this afternoon, we got word he will be at the hospital for a few days. ABC News is reporting he has low-grade fever, chills, and a cough, and there has been no transfer of power to Vice President Mike Pence.
Just moments ago, the president released this video statement.
I want to thank everybody for the tremendous support. I'm going to Walter Reed Hospital. I think I'm doing very well, but we're going to make sure that things work out. The First Lady is doing very well. So thank you very much. I appreciate it. I will never forget it. Thank you.
All right, good evening. Glad you're with us tonight. I'm Shannon Ogden. This is Denver7 News at 5.
I'm Jessica Porter in for Andrew Heel. Thank you for joining us. The first question for many of us this evening, how did this happen to the Commander-in-Chief? Yesterday, the White House confirmed 3 new cases of the coronavirus within the Trump team. It included one of the president's closest aides, Hope Hicks. This video was from Wednesday when she traveled with the president to a campaign rally in Minnesota. She also traveled with him to the debate on Tuesday. Then last night, the president posted on Twitter saying that both he and First Lady Melania Trump tested positive for COVID-19. He said they would begin the quarantine process right away, adding, "We will get through this together."
So we mentioned the debate on Tuesday where President Trump and Joe Biden were on stage together. Well, this morning, Joe Biden sent out a tweet saying, "I'm happy to report that Jill and I have tested negative for COVID." And then in a separate message, he said he was praying for the health and safety of the president and his family.
Any threat to the health of the Commander-in-Chief or the First Lady is a big concern for our nation. And the president does fall into some high-risk categories when it comes to the coronavirus. Denver7's Gary Brode is live. Gary, how are doctors treating the president and First Lady?
Oh, Jessica, before the president was even taken to the medical center, White House staff says President Trump remained fatigued but is in good spirits, as you saw. His doctors saying that he received a single dose of an antibody cocktail, just as a precautionary measure. He's also been given some standard over-the-counter vitamins like zinc, vitamin D, as well as melatonin. Well, we spoke to the chief medical officer over at Denver Health. She tells us symptoms tend to be more mild for the first week, and on day 8 is when they see patients more likely to be hospitalized. Those symptoms tend to include a fever or a headache.
Of course, the president is in a risk group. He is over the age of 70. We do know that that age cohort has a higher risk of hospitalization and severe disease due to COVID-19.
Well, White House officials also saying the president has not given power to Vice President Pence, and he will be working from the presidential offices at the Walter Reed Medical Center for the next few days. As for the First Lady, who also tested positive, she has a mild cough and headache. The rest of the First family has tested negative. Shannon?
All right, Gary Brode tonight, and political leaders here in Colorado sharing their support for the president and First Lady. Governor Jared Polis sent this: warm wishes for a successful and complete recovery from COVID to President Trump, the First Lady, and all those across the world who have the virus. Congressman Ken Buck wished the president and First Lady a speedy recovery, saying, "My prayers are with you both." Sending his well wishes, Senator Cory Gardner said, "We'll get through this pandemic by working together and staying united." And then Senator Michael Bennet echoed that thought. He also took the opportunity to encourage everyone to wear a mask and practice social distancing.
Amid all the well wishes, the president's illness raises a lot of concerns. What does this mean for the upcoming presidential debates? And what happens if he becomes too ill to lead the nation? Joe St. George is breaking it all down for us.
On main streets all across the country tonight, the main topic, President Trump's diagnosis. So much of what will happen next will depend on the president's symptoms. Do they improve? Do they get worse? Well, this is what we know and what we don't know. President Trump will be in quarantine, expected to be in the residence in the White House. The length of this quarantine is unclear. However, 2 weeks is what the CDC recommends. No rallies will take place during quarantine. Those have already been postponed. There are, of course, debate questions. The next presidential debate is set for October 15th. How does this news impact that? And will Joe Biden campaign the same? Biden's campaign has been very cautious throughout this entire pandemic. Does he scale back events? However, he did travel to Michigan today after testing negative, so that perhaps suggests no. And remember, this isn't the first major world leader to contract COVID-19. British Prime Minister Boris Johnson had it earlier this year and fully recovered. Now, in messaging with Republicans around the country tonight, what gives a lot of them pause is that the president will receive the best health care this country can offer. I'm Joe St. George reporting.
All right, and we will keep tabs on the president throughout this broadcast and all night long. Well, you take a drive through Denver, and you're not going to go far without seeing this. Homeless camps. Those camps have drawn complaints of neighbors tired of seeing the tents and the trash and the needles and the human waste. Denver7's Lance Hernandez live at 16th and Ogden, where a nonprofit has set up a model camp to show what a safe, managed camp would look like, and they're calling this a safe outdoor space. Lance.
They are, and even managed camps are a touchy subject. The last one that was proposed for 5 points was shot down before it even got off the ground. This model was set up over here at 16th and Ogden behind Belong Church to show Denver residents what one of those managed, safe, open or safe outdoor spaces would look like. There will be tents spaced farther apart than you see in those regular homeless camps. It would also be a resource-rich and service-rich environment, supervised 24/7. There would be a smoking area, trash dumpster, portable toilets, even shower and laundry facilities. The goal? To provide a safe place for homeless residents that addresses neighborhood concerns.
We're trying to do that in a safe, managed, regulated way that prevents the spread of COVID-19 and delivers resources to our most vulnerable, unsheltered neighbors.
Now again, this is a model site over here at 16th and Ogden behind Belong Church. It is set up for the weekend so that Denver residents can come and check out what the city is talking about, what the Colorado Village Collaborative is talking about. This model site will be open from 10 a.m. tomorrow until 4 p.m. Saturday afternoon, and then again on Sunday from 12 to 4. Come check it out. Lance Hernandez, Denver7.